5, 5 being the highest, on your personal and professional relationships? And the second question is, what do you think you need to heal and transform within yourself in order to have more effective relationships with them? Let me say those questions again. The first question is, I would like for you to rate yourself on your relationships on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. And second, what do you think you need to heal and transform within yourself in order to have better, more harmonious relationships with the people in your personal and professional life?
Good morning. I'm Joe Vandigo with the School of Pharmacy at the University of Maryland. I would rate my relationships personally and professionally as around a 2, unfortunately. And what I need to do to address this is to go deeper than the surface level issues when I'm talking with individuals, whether that's discussing my fiance's day at work or that's discussing a colleague's problem. It's not simply something that's descriptive, but more at getting at, well, why did you run into this trouble? What caused this? I guess getting at the root causes of what's going on in people's lives and not just being at the surface level.
You all give them a hand. I understood that one.
Usually when we focus on ourselves as opposed to the other, it's either an ego problem or an energy problem. Is it one of those two things or is it something else?
I feel like it's an energy problem, but it comes back on me because I'm not taking the effort to engage. So then I become disengaged because I'm not asking the right questions to get at the things that would engage me.
But if you have no energy, you can't do that. So how will you get your energy back?
That requires, again, I guess an initial change to switch, again, to become aware of it.
Ask it another way. What is draining your energy?
It's, again, this, I guess, kind of even a higher level problem is not being able to figure out how smaller pieces fit into the bigger picture. So it's taking that, I have the passion about the bigger vision, and then looking down and going, my relationships with individuals fit into that vision, even if it's not directly, like they're not on this project with me perhaps, but in a sense, like that's a relationship. It's a give and take relationship. So I've gained something from them, they've gained something from me because it's a meaningful process.
What's the difference between that and being able to fix a car?
I think being able to fix a car, it's a simple, straightforward process. It's a control issue, I would say. Like the car doesn't interact back. Whereas with a person, with a car, if I go in with a wrench in one hand and a hammer in the other, I know what's going to happen if I twist this or hit this. But with a person, there's that element of variability that I think to some extent might even make me uncomfortable to where, like, well, if I say this, I could possibly offend them, or getting back to something you said earlier, I might feel foolish in the interview. I'm like, should I have known that? Should I already know this about this person?
I have another question. How would you deal with a bully?
I think.
No, how do you? Like yesterday, or the day before yesterday, how'd you deal with it? And give us a snapshot of the situation.
Again, recent scenarios, I had an individual that their bullying style, their archetype of person that they are, is they tend to ignore people that they don't see on their level. And again, just because of interactions I've had, it's more, again, about taking that next step to try and engage them further, finding out what their fear or doubt or problem is that's preventing them from taking me seriously as a colleague.
Well,
and trying to address that. But again, it's trying to find like a balance and maintain my cool and not, like we were discussing, not bringing it and escalating it.
Okay, so can I just say this before I forget? But one of the things I really want you to work on is that even before you approach a bully, you have to know who you are. You have to know who you are. And so, again, when we say affirming those words on a consistent basis, I am powerful, I am intelligent, I am courageous, I am unique, I am beautiful. When you have a bully before you, that's when those words kick in. And whatever you're supposed to do, you will handle it appropriately without getting out of order. Next question.
Just a quick point with that by the time the bully approaches you, it's too late. In other words, they've already decided that they can take you on. And so it has to be clear to them that do not take on this person.
before you walk in the room, make sure that a bully doesn't come over to you.
Did you have a follow-up question for Joe?
Oh, yes, indeed I did. So you talked about energy in response to Dr. Mullen's question. So much in the same way that people will talk about, I need to manage my money better at the end of the month, I don't know where all my money is going. Have you done a balancing of your energy account? Do you know where you spend your energy?
I spend a lot of my energy of, I guess, not doing the things I need to do.
Bravo.
Yeah.
It's procrastination. I think I sometimes spend more time trying to build myself up to do something when it would be so much easier to just sit down
And do it.
and do it and just start and go, well, all right, that first draft was absolutely terrible.
But
Now
I
we
think
can
that the
begin.
question that she's asking, that's okay. Go to the next question.
You mentioned not engaging too much with people. Is it part of it that fear that you'll have to actually address them if problems come up? You have to address them and manage all of that, and maybe you don't want to. It's not that you don't, but you don't want to go there.
It's avoidance.
I think it is. I think it could be. It's actually I do. I think it's an element of. It's not an area that I'm comfortable with. Like It comes down to even why I don't speak up in meetings and things like that. I'm not comfortable that I would be able to meaningfully help them if they came to me with something, a higher level issue.
Mhm.
Again, I'm great with surface level. I can fix a car. I can fix a computer. But in terms of those higher level issues, I think that's where the uncomfort goes, because I'm like, if they do ask me about this, how, what if I'm not able to address that for them?
Yeah.
Will that hurt their impression of me, and will that hurt our relationship?
Joe, what is
So
cultural
safer for
competence?
you.
Knowing what's appropriate in what setting with what people.
Are you going to work in cultural competence?
Yes.
Great.
What I meant to say is, there's 24 hours in a day, and some of us spend, a portion of those hours looking on the internet, just searching for nothing. You understand what I mean? And so my point, not that you do that, but my point is that the question becomes, then where is the time and the energy going if it's not going on this project that was supposed to be done last week? You see, you have to be able to answer that question, and when they ask you, you need to be able to tell them honestly. Next question. Daniel? Another question? Last question. In terms of your presentation and communication skills, what do you think you would need to work on in order to take it to the next level?
The next level is, as always, it's preparation. Making sure, again, go and finding that list of 100 on the internet. And then the other one is just self-confidence. I don't like
So-
the nervousness that hits when
Right,
you're standing
trust
right
me,
there versus when you're sitting right there.
Well, and that's a very natural thing, right?
Yes.
And when you see this tape, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. You're going to have to get comfortable in your own skin, and you're going to have to develop another level of confidence, because you shouldn't be shaking. Thank you.